Hi, I'm David Rodriguez, owner of the Melted Craft Grilled Cheese Food Cart and the International Fine Dining Food Truck, and I'm your host today. Welcome to Car to Table. We're gonna go pick up some chefs and bring them to your house to cook dinner. So let's go. I'm on my way to pick up Chef Tory Miller. Chef Tory grew up in Racine, Wisconsin, but he cut his teeth in the kitchens of New York City. He moved back to Madison, Wisconsin, and took over L'Etoile from Odessa Piper. Next to me on the seat are the items that I've picked for Tory Miller to use today. In addition to that, he's allowed to bring one item. Could be food, it could be a favorite knife, and he can use anything in Tom and Katie's kitchen. Hey, Chef Tory, how you doing?
What's up, brother?
Welcome to the Mad Mini.
Yeah, man, I'm stoked. Oh, I've never been in a Mini before. Like, I'm a lot smaller than you, so like this feels pretty spacious. I don't
This
really
is,
like it.
I mean, it was too much.
you?
Like, this is too far.
You could really do the gangster lean in there.
On a road trip, maybe, you know?
I'm from Racine, man. That's how I do it. I guess it all starts with protein, huh? Fish.
Yeah, she's a pescatarian.
So I see some broccolini. Is that what this is?
Yes, sir.
Tomatoes, lemon. Oh, this right here is pretty hilarious. This is one of my nemesis right here.
Oh.
This is a food that I don't love. I feel like when I first started eating like Swiss chard and rainbow chard, it was just like super beet greeny, like earthy.
Yeah,
and
it is.
It's hard to like balance that flavor out. You know, you're like,
Yep.
oh, it's so pretty, and then you taste it and it's like, I don't love it.
So Tory Miller is going to cook for Tom and Katie today. He has the items I gave him. Did you bring something, Tory?
Just my knives and some towels.
So the thing he brought was kitchen equipment, I guess. He's going to cook with his tools, the food I brought, and anything in Tom and Katie's fridge.
I'm excited. I mean, as long as they have salt and some kind of
Yep.
oil.
I'm certain you'll make something good.
Well, that's good. I'm glad somebody in this car has confidence. I think it's always interesting because you kind of get into these routines.
Yep.
Like when you go to the store, it's like you hit the store and you're like, okay, I'm gonna get my broccoli, my peas, like on to dairy, and you just do literally like the same
thing every
things.
time you go.
It's kind of nice to go into someone else's kitchen and see like look in their fridge
Yep.
and like if you open it up and it's cribs and there's just like Cristal in there and like some like mayonnaise, then you know like what you're working with.
We're gonna make a champagne aioli. Is what we're doing.
But it's like if you go in and you can tell like this is what they like to eat. You know, it's kind of nice to be like, okay, like if I had this is what I would make, so then they can maybe see something different.
You ever ordered just like boring old takeout?
I wouldn't call it boring though, because like we'll go to the Nile and we'll get like the mezza platter, so it's just like all the dips and a bunch of pita and like a grilled lamb on the side with rice.
So that's not boring.
No, that's like our takeout. Other than that, it's just like pizza. But we make a lot of pizza at our house too, which is a situation, you know, like because we it's like we just ruin the oven because you have to have it hot.
You do.
It's like 500-degree oven, and then like if anything gets on the bottom of that thing, it's like this. It's like Smoke City.
I mean, you spend your days cooking.
Yeah.
And who at any number of 4 spots too, right?
Right.
So when you're at home, is it like easy food or are you?
Yeah. Try to keep it pretty simple, whether it's just like tacos or
Yep.
pasta or meatloaf, mashed potatoes, pot pie is a big one. The thing about my 6-year-old is like eating with that kid is sometimes it's like a live Yelp review, you know? He's like, oh, it's tasty,
So
but
honest, yeah.
the texture of the whatever this green stuff is in here, I don't really like it. You have to eat it if you want dessert. And then it's just like,
Yeah.
how many bites?
Yeah, right.
How many
the Yelp
bites?
review is like, this is the best thing I ever had. Like,
Gotta get into mode, man. Ready, pumped.
yeah. Do not screw this up.
I'm just gonna go and turn on all the burners like right away.
I hope they're home.
I feel like they ought to be. Chef Tory Miller is out here. I'm here to make you dinner. Maybe the doorbell doesn't work. You want to knock?
I'll give it a knock.
I cannot believe how cold it is out here. Hi.
Hey.
We're here to make you dinner.
Oh my gosh.
Come on in.
Well, Tom and Katie, we're here to take over your kitchen. I grabbed some lake trout because you're pescatarian and a few other items, and he's gonna make you dinner.
Trout is one of those things that like it can get away from you. The things you want to avoid are like adding too much any kind of sweetness. It'll bring out kind of like a fishiness. I personally like love skin on fish. I think the fat is like super good and it adds like a lot of flavor and richness to the dish. I'm gonna keep this in here and take advantage of looking into your fridge. Bloody Mary mix, into that. Mustard is clutch. Part of an onion. Always half an onion. Yeah. Ooh, man, I'm really tempted to use some of these Doritos.
Are you trying to show your skills here or what?
Well, I'm trying to show how much I love Doritos. If you go to my house, it's literally just snacks. Like I see this and I'm just like, oh yeah, this is what's up.
A lot of snacks there,
I need a tall person.
What do you need?
Well, I want to know what these pots and pans are.
Walk.
Hashtag so Asian. So I have no idea 100% just yet, but I'm thinking hash. I see potatoes and I see fish and I immediately start to think fish and chips. And then slaw-y thing.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's one way to do it.
Slaw-y. It's a word.
It is a word.
It's a thing.
It's the name of a new restaurant. We do. What do you serve? We serve slaws and things.
If I'm going to make a hash, I got to boil the potatoes first. If you went just fried, they would just brown on the outside and it'd be weird. So what else am I going to make? I don't know.
Well, you got some rice out.
I did.
Are these pine nuts?
No,
You got
I
some
got
pine
the
nuts out?
panko out. I think I'm going to crust the fish maybe.
At one point, you were going to do it with Doritos.
Yeah, I'm going to
That's
do
really-
Doritos and panko mixed together, but I want some spice in there. Oh, word. Keep it 100. Lowry's up in here, dude.
Which of your restaurants is your favorite spot to cook?
My favorite spot to cook is probably Estrion. My favorite spot to eat is Suj,
Yeah.
probably. My favorite spot to be a chef is L'Etoile. And my favorite spot to take my kids is Gray's.
So you just wanted to plug them all.
Yep, that's it. Some Doritos going to be harmed in the making of this. Flour, egg breadcrumb.
Perfect. I just wanted to label each container, each portion of the breading process here.
Well, we're getting some of all of these spices.
I got you, Tory.
You good?
Yep.
Nice. That's clutch right there. I gotta do it. I gotta do some Lowry's like right into the flour. Just a little bit. Standard 3-step breading is what we call it. It's always flour, egg wash, and then something crunchy. But I'm not gonna bread the whole thing. I'm just gonna bread one side of it. You spelled Lowry's wrong.
Did I?
Classically, this is one of these ingredients that I don't love it. I can't say that I've really went after it raw.
It'd go great in a slaw.
You know what it has like immediately is like salinity. Like a little bit of, it's like it's seasoned already.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So you're thinking a slaw with the chard,
Yep.
using the jalapeno juice.
Well, I'm gonna do a quick pickle on these.
Oh, okay.
I would like to make a little remoulade for your trout. I pulp it all like this, and then you don't get any of the skin. Then it's just like this pulpy little business. So I get a hot pan, yeah? And then I put this in here. This is like a quick way to dry out the tomato. And that's gonna be a base for like a sauce. I'm gonna take advantage of having the pot of tomatoes being cooked, and I'm gonna throw in a little bit of garlic. Whenever I do this, I'm always like, it's like a motorcycle, you know?
Do you close your eyes and you just see the road flying
Oh
by?
yeah, it's awesome.
But you just can't pass that Mini Cooper.
You can't.
It just keeps outdoing you.
I don't think that these mushrooms are super offensive, so I think I'm just gonna put them in the hash. So one thing to keep in mind if you add mushrooms to anything, you wanna like up the heat because mushrooms are like a lot of percent water. I'm not a scientist, okay? You wanna like fry all that out of it.
All right, so the wife and the kids are out of town. What are you gonna make? You know what? Maybe you've got some guys coming over to play cards or do whatever it is you do when guys come over. That was not supposed to sound like innuendo.
Sit back and watch Netflix together.
Netflix and chill with the guys.
But like manly shows, you know, like Luke Cage and like Daredevil. So you can see like the tips of the mushrooms are starting to brown up. The potatoes aren't burning at all. And they've just been cooking this whole time, yeah?
So have you given any thought to the rapini?
I mean, I feel like I want to just serve it as like a side dish. And the remoulade is going to tie it all together with like a smoky tomato flavor. This, because like I have like a good amount of the pickling liquid and all of the flavor that's in there, I'm going to pre-dress this stuff with just oil. And then when this comes to the party, that oil is going to latch onto it and kind of mix it all together instead of pre-mixing like a vinaigrette. So like I said, I'm going to 3-step bread this. So I'm just going to do the flesh side of this. We always say don't bread like an animal in our kitchens. I don't know where that came from, but it's like you can very easily start to like get the flour fingers and then all of a sudden everything's sticking and it's more like overtaking the fish, which you don't want to do. So we're not deep frying, but you're also like, you still need enough oil in there to make it happen. The other thing that I always do is I give it the love shake, make sure everything's loose in there.
He did that to me in the car.
I did. It is a risk sometimes. Like if your pan's not hot enough, it's gonna stick to it. Wise man say, hot pan never stick. You taste that?
Nice acid. It's got a smokiness to it.
When you're making like a mayonnaise or a remoulade, you would have egg yolk, some kind of mustard, yellow perhaps. That's what y'all have. And then some kind of liquid, whether it's vinegar, water, or whatever, then voila, mayonnaise. I think the sunflower is gonna be nice in here. It's gonna have like that nice little bit of nuttiness that you want and should go great with the fish. I dig it. I super dig it. Spicy pickle, not really cooked. It's gonna be nice and crunchy. And then all that acid and flavor is gonna kind of break down the chard a little bit more. See or no? This guy I'm just gonna finish really quick with lemon zest, touch of juice. And save the rest for Kettle One sodas.
It's nice when it all comes together, man. Potato and trumpet mushroom hash with Dorito-crusted lake trout and baby broccoli.
A little bit of this on here is gonna melt in, hopefully. I love microplane. I use it for everything. Garlic, shallots, raw onions. Obviously, you will always plate your food with tweezers from now on. You don't wanna cover up the freshness with like all the heaviness, right? So like this is right on top and you can kind of control like how that goes in. And it's also like the pretty part.
I like that you can see the fish. It's got stuff on top of it, but it's peeking out the sides. You can see that it's cooked beautifully.
Thank
There
you.
you are.
The hash is phenomenal.
That's delicious.
So I'm going for it. I always go for amazing. Thank you guys so much for having me. I know it's a little weird to have chefs invade, but you know, it was a real
It's awesome.
pleasure.
Thanks for not judging.
Oh my God, I'm gonna be hitting the snack shelf as soon as we're done rolling.
Now there's the matter of the dishes.
Well, we'll discuss that while we're watching movies tonight.
Chef Tory, you made my job easy tonight, man.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
It was a good time.
I think so, and I think everybody enjoyed your food, so,
Well, it's a lot of pressure.
well. That's the kitchen life, man.
Yeah, man.
See you next time.
Deuces.